Alright, y'all, strap yourselves in because we have one doozy of a Datamine to take a look at here. So many good things to talk about, so many funny things to talk about. This is the type of Datamine that has it all. We've got the good, we've got the bad, and we've got the ugly. So let's start things off with a little bit of comedy, shall we? So first and foremost, we are getting refines for beast-type weapons, as it would seem. At the very least, cavalry types anyway. So the reason they're doing this, of course, is because we're getting Eitr on the new banner, and Eitr has an arcane beast weapon for cavalry beast types. So what they decided to do here is give us a new refine for all of your cavalry beast type units, which is going to employ the new cavalry beast transformation effect we've seen on Eitr's arcane weapon. So if we go over here to Lethe up first, we can take a look at this. So she's able to get two separate refines for her weapon, and one of them is going to use the original cavalry beast transformation effect, and the other one is going to use the brand new one that we see on Eitr. So the first one, of course, inflicts attack and defense -4 on the enemy when you initiate, and it inflicts impact. Whereas the new one has a clash effect where, depending on how many spaces your unit or the enemy unit moves before attacking, you're going to do +3 to that movement amount, and then you're going to inflict stat drops to attack and defense based on that. Also, you have a chance to do 30% DR on the first enemy hit as we go over here, and we can fully read the whole thing if you'd like to. So the reason why they had to do this and separate both of them is because the new transformation effect, while it's going to be better in most situations, there's actually one instance where it's not better, and that's under the assumption that you or the enemy initiates combat without moving any spaces at all. So if you're attacking from a standstill, in that one instance, the old transformation effect is better, where you're doing attack and defense -4 and impact. And on the new effect here, if you're attacking from a standstill, all you're going to do is attack and defense -3, and that's it. So they had to do this for that one reason, but it's pretty funny and it's very silly. You have to use Divine Dew on both. So if you got the old transformation condition effect and you spent Divine Dew on that, well, guess what, man? You're going to have to spend Divine Dew again if you want to upgrade to the brand new transformation effect. So keep that in mind. Also, I would say keep that in mind for the future if you're planning to refine other beast weapon types or other beast movement types. So flyers, for example, they did not get an update to their transformation effect yet. Same goes for armored units. So armored beasts and flying beast types, I would say you may want to hang on to Divine Dew on those until we get the arcane weapons and see what their new transformation effects are going to be. So just keep that in mind. So far, only the infantry type infantry type beasts were the only ones that got the new updated transformation effect, and now we're seeing it on the cavalry ones thanks to Eitr. So just a lot of food for thought there. Just keep all that stuff in mind. All right, now we go on to this, where we're getting a new customization support pack. So you spend the typical $9 US, $8.99. You're getting 22 orbs, and then you get 2 backgrounds for your characters. One of them is the regular background, and one of them is the S-rank summoner support background. And we have them here. I also pulled them up so we can take a look at a better version of the image. So it looks like a library style of background here. So this is the normal one, and then this one over here would be the S-rank supported one. Looks pretty good, honestly. I actually like the clean library here without this giant glowing effect. I think that actually lessens how good this looks slightly. But this one over here kind of reminds me of the library from Avatar, if you guys remember. There's an episode where they're in the desert and they go to... This giant owl has a library in the middle of the desert. Kind of reminds me of that there. So that's what the vibes are. It's a very nice looking background, so if you're interested, get it, I guess, but I would not recommend anyone spend money on this. Not enough orbs, and unless you really like the backgrounds, probably not worth it. Okay, so next up, we have Hall of Forms, and this would probably be the ugly portion. So we had the funny, we have the ugly. We're going to move on to the good in a second when we take a look at stats and stuff. But this is our lineup for Thracia. So we have Legendary Leaf, as expected. We have Karen, we have Miranda, and then we have Lapis. Like, bro, I can't even make this up. This is so bad. This is just like... This is comedy. This is pure comedy right here. So, Legendary Leaf, or Legendary Leaf, rather, he's actually not that bad. I do like him after his refine. I've always liked him for PvE modes. So, stuff like Arena Assault and Allegiance Battles, he's really good in there as a pair-up because he's one of the only range units that can have Gale Force, and Gale Force is really good in that mode. He's pretty good in Resonant Battles as well, but you can't Gale Force in there because they have Pulse Smoke on all their units. So it can work, though. He can definitely work because of the reach and the Brave attacking. And he's pretty good in AR as well, as long as the enemies don't have a save unit, or if we're talking about Chaos Season, where you can just run Emblem on offense and turn off save skills. So he's definitely got his uses. He's not that bad, but I would say he's less impressive. Not really the type of unit I would invest in at the moment. Karen, surprisingly, would have been the best unit in this batch if she could have gotten Arcane Lewin in here, but of course Insis has to be Insis and just completely lock out all of the arcane weapons from Hall of Forms. I really wish they didn't do that, because there would be so much value to be had here. Like, imagine if you could get the Arcane Axe on this guy, or the Arcane Tome on her, and Arcane Lewin on Karen. That actually would have turned this around. This might have been a little bit more valuable than it is, because all three of these units are very easy to merge up. They're all free to play. These two are demotes that have been on banners for quite a while, and then he's in the Grail shop. So, just one slight change to Hall of Forms. Just add the arcane weapons in here, Insist, please. Just do us that one solid, because then you could give Karen, like, Guidance 4, Guard Bearing 4, and all that good stuff. She would have actually been pretty interesting after all that, but unfortunately, that is not the case, so RIP. Alright, let's go ahead and take a look at stats now. This is where things get very interesting. So, we're going to start, of course, with the Man of the Hour. We have Diamant here, looking really good. I love this artwork for him. They got his hair slicked back, making it look like he's very suave and savvy. All right, here's the attacking art. Again, really nice pose there. All right, special attack art. Again, nice effect with the fire coming out of his sword. And then here is the injured artwork. Actually, I think the reason why he's got fire coming out is because wasn't his default bond ring with Roy in Engage? I think that's correct, right? So maybe in the future we'll get a Roy and Diamant combo at some point. That would be pretty sick, but here he is there. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at his stat line now. So Diamant's got 41 HP. We have 46 attack. We have 36 speed. We have 43 defense and then 21 res. His overall BST is 187, so pretty in line with infantry right now. And then he's also got super boons on attack and speed. So let's draw your attention to speed for a second. You look at his base speed at 36. That's actually way higher than I was expecting it to be. I thought he was going to get like 30 speed because in Engage, he's not necessarily the fastest. And his entire playstyle is just being like a bulky sword unit. But in this game, they kind of turned him into a quasi-god sword in a way because his weapon effect needs the enemies to have 20 more points of speed if they want to get a natural double on him. And then, of course, he has the new null follow-up effect on his weapon where he just nullifies damage reduction and guaranteed follow-ups and follow-up negation on himself and the enemy. So you take all of that into account, and then you look at this speed, and then with the super boon, he's at base 40. So you add 20 to that because you need 20 more speed than normal if you're going to get a double on this guy. And then all of a sudden, he's looking really good. This guy, I think he's actually going to be one of the better units in the game. He's very, very strong. So also, he has the special ramp before combat, so he gets his specials to activate. That's a better way to do it because enemies that have those pulse smoke effects or like, what's the beast skill that what's his face came with? The Dragon Kid, Nils, he had Pulse Tie. if you're not having your special ready before you attack, this is actually better for the meta. So the way that he does it is really good. So before he attacks, he gets his special ready. So they're not able to use Pulse Tie or Duo Ike's Duo skill to get rid of it. So very, very good stuff from him. All right, next up we have Citrine over here. Let's take a look at her artwork. All right, there was the neutral one. Here is the attacking one. Her hands kind of look a little off, actually. Not so much here, but over here, her hands look a little bit off. Maybe it's just me. All right, here is her casting a wind spell, ironically. She was a Thunder Mage in Engage, but okay. And there's the injured artwork. So Citrine has got 38 HP. We got 46 attack, 27 speed, 22 defense, and 44 res. She's got a 177 BST overall, and then she's got super boons on attack and defense. Would have made a little more sense for that to be in res, but okay. Now, her playstyle is just to be a nuke mage. She has the -2 special cooldown charge at the start of the turn, so she can just instantly ramp into Iceberg, which she comes with. She also has special Spiral 4, so you could just loop Iceberg over and over again. You could also give her Times Pulse 4 and do the same thing with Glacies if you'd rather have that bigger res check for more damage. But I think her base kit should be okay as it is. I think she came with attack and res Oath 4, so she can jump around and gain the attack and res up 6, and then also the drive attack and res to herself. So not too shabby. She also has this new effect where she can grant her own bonuses to allies, so that could come in handy, but I'm not really too sure what sort of bonuses you would be able to get on her that you would be able to pass around. Like, the obvious one would have been Pathfinder if you're using Defense and Res Smoke 3. But specifically, they're not allowing her to pass +1 bonus movement and also Pathfinder. So a little bit of a hindrance there, kind of makes her not quite as useful. Because a lot of the effects I can think of that you would be able to get on her would be from another unit that just gives it to the whole team anyway. So units like Asker with his C skill, or the Caden Lindy with her weapon just giving everybody the same thing if they're in 2 spaces. So make of that what you will, but there's probably some way you can get some effects on her that you could pass out. All right, next up we have Alcryst, who is the first of 2 of our arcane heroes on this banner. So here's his neutral art. Here's the attacking art, pretty good. All right, here is the special attack art. And finally, we got the injured art. I like the mouth that he's making there, the, like, squiggly, oh no mouth, I'm being attacked. All right, so Alcryst has got 39 HP. We got 43 attack, 46 speed, 30 defense, and 24 res. He's got a 182 BST overall. And then he's got super boons on attack and res. So pretty nice attack and speed combo there. His arcane weapon, his arcane bow, is more suited for player phasing than the arcane Tano was. So if you have any player phase bows in mind that you want to give this to, then it's not too shabby. You're getting desperation instantly, and then you're getting attack and speed up 6. You nullify penalties, which is pretty clutch right now because there's a lot of penalties going around. And then also he can he does one more thing. He does half of null follow-up where he eats through Wary Fighter. So pretty good. Not too shabby of a merge unit if you want to go for merges, or, well, what I meant to say was go for fodder and merges at the same time because he's arcane. And he comes with this new skill in the A slot. He has, what was it, Flashing Sparrow, I think it was called, where you get attack and speed up 7 when you initiate combat, and you also get special ramping. And it's very lenient on the speed check because it does 5 minus speed to the enemy, and you just have to be faster than that. So not too shabby. All right, next up we have Eitr over here, the cause of all of the concern with those Beast refines that we've been seeing. So here is her artwork. We've seen her artwork before. She was the Tempest Trial boss, but I mean, pour one out for poor Eitr, man. Plumeria is just bullying the crap out of her, and all she ever did was be a cute little goat. So shame on you, Plumeria. How dare you bully this cutie pie? So Eitr's stat line, we have 40 HP. We got 44 attack, 46 speed, 33 defense, and 16 res. That is comical levels of res right now. 179 BST overall, and then super boons on speed and defense. She seems like a pretty strong unit as well. Her base kit was pretty good. I remember her ace skill gave her all stats +9, and then it did something else too. I can't remember. But when you take all of her effects into account, she's actually surprisingly bulky. She's got damage reduction. She has a ton of stats. She has a better version of Binding Necklace built into her weapon. So pretty strong stuff from her. As far as what sort of cavalry units you may want to give her beast weapon to, that I can't really tell you. You'll have to come to that conclusion on your own. But seems pretty solid as a summon, and of course she has the new beast skill for beast units. We'll take a look at the inheritance restrictions on that in just a second. Okay, so Zephia up next. Mommy Zephia. I am so glad she's free, and I'm so glad she's the Grand Hero Battle unit, so very awesome stuff. She's going to be a Red Tome Flyer type, similar to Aversa was. Now, is she going to be as strong as Aversa? We're about to find out. First of all, let's take a look at her artwork, which I think is pretty good. All right, here's the attacking art. This is probably my favorite one out of the batch. Then we have the special attack art. The effect is really nice here, but I like the smile there a little bit more. So, playing favorites a little bit there with the happy mama. And then here's the injured artwork. Very sad mama there. That frown. Her book is getting tore up as well. So, Zephia's stat line, we got 41 HP. We have 40 attack, 44 speed, 23 defense, and 24 res. She's got a 172 BST overall. Completely irrelevant. No one cares. You just want to use her because she has a pretty strong offensive stat line there. For a free-to-play flying tome unit, we do not see stuff like this. So already a big win for her. She's got super boons on attack and res as well, so pretty good. Would have been nice if she had one in speed, but I guess we'll take it. 44 is good enough. I don't know if she has a perf weapon yet. I didn't see it, so we are going to see all of that in just a sec when we take a look at the inheritance restrictions. Okay, we have male Eitr as well. So this guy, unlike the male Byleth, where you actually had to buy 3 houses to get him, this guy is just going to be given out for free to everybody who logs into the game on the specified date, which is going to be at reset. And how long was the period that you have to get him as a login bonus? I didn't remember. It's on the banner, though, so basically just log in today at reset if you want to get a free copy of him, and you'll get him. So here's his artwork. Pretty good. Oh, really nice there with the attacking artwork. And we got the special attack there, also equally good. And finally, the injured art for him. Very long-awaited unit. So his stat line, we have 40 HP. We got 44 attack. We have 45 speed, 33 defense, and 25 res. He's got a 187 BST overall, and then he's got super boon on attack and speed. So pretty good. He's a god sword, just like female Eitr was, and his weapon effect is really good. He can give charge to himself and his support partner at the start of the turn. And charge is very, very broken, so that's already a one-up in his favor. He's going to be free to play as well, so basically I'm just very happy now that I skipped the female Eitr. I have her pulled up because I wanted to do a little stat comparison. So they have the same BST. Let's see, male Eitr has 1 more point of attack, and then she has 1 more point of speed. And then he's got 1 more points of defense, and she has 1 more points of res. So they're for the most part, they're similar. And then super boons, she's got 1 on attack and speed, just like him. So yeah, they are basically identical units, except with 1 or 2 stat points flipped around. So not too bad. Definitely, this unit already was pretty good as a Merge Project God Sword, if you were interested in that. So the fact that we are getting her basically for free here is definitely a good thing. And finally, we have Lapis over here. So Lapis is not going to be featured on the banner. She's going to be one of those reward units that you can get from clearing missions, and then she'll be featured on banners later. Well, not featured, but you'll be able to get her as a demote unit on summons. So here is her base artwork. Then we got the attack there. I love that. She's got a big smash weapon just like she had in Engage, right? Oh, man. Are they going to add smash weapons in Fire Emblem Heroes? That would be pretty dope. Like, give it, the enemies get the follow-up attack before you hit them. So, similar to Engage, where you initiate combat with a smash weapon and the enemies hit you first. And then your attack does, like, double damage or whatever. That would be cool. So, all they would have to do is do it like Ephraim, Summer Ephraim, where the enemy hits him first even when he attacks. You could also just give her Hardy Bearing to, like, negate the effect of smash weapons if you wanted. That's a little bit of a ramble, but, I mean, smash weapons would be pretty dope in here. There is the special attack art. And finally, the injured art from Lapis. So, stat line, we have 41 HP. We got 41 attack, 45 speed, 29 defense, and 32 res. And then she's got 188 for the BST, and she has a super boon on speed, which is exactly where you want it. So actually, believe it or not, I think Lapis might be one of the best free-to-play sword units you can merge up right now. All you would have to do is give her Arcane Crom's sword. Get her to plus 10 whenever that happens. She's going to be available to summon as a 3 and 4 star later on. And you're cooking, man. Just get her plus speed and you're off to the races, dude. This unit, very, very nice to see with good stats. Also, Zephia as well. Let's take a look at the inheritance stuff now. Let's see what Zephia's weapon is and all of that. Okay, Defier's Sword for Lapis here. Defier's Sword plus 14 might, 1 range. At the start of combat, if foe's HP is over 75%, grants defense up 5 to unit, and inflicts defense -5 on the foe during combat. And also, if the foe has bonuses, grants a bonus to unit's defense, and inflicts a penalty on foe's defense during combat, equal to the current bonus on foe's defense. Calculates each stat bonus and penalty independently. I love that they say that, and it's only one stat here. So it's only going to calculate defense no matter what. But yeah, this is a throwaway. Just give her, I would say, Arcane Crom's sword, because that one has null follow-up and all stats of 5 and -1 special trigger, and it does your homework, and it brushes your teeth, and it does your taxes. So you would definitely want to give her that instead of Arcane Lift's sword, which is not quite as good. All right, we got Luna there as the special. Sorcery Blade at 5 star. Pretty interesting. Okay. Although it's not very good, but I guess, sure. And then Speed and Defense 03 at 4 star. Okay, that's definitely the better of the two, so we'll take that. Okay, so Zephia does have a perfect weapon, which I would have expected her to. Pack Leader Tome, 14 might and 2 range, grants speed up 3. Okay, that explains why she didn't have a super boon on speed. At the start of turn, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts speed and res -6 and panic on the nearest foes within 5 spaces a unit and foes within 2 spaces of those foes through their next actions. Okay, she's certified dope. Basically, that's the same thing that Geralt does, almost, except he does attack and defense, I believe. He might also have 1 less range, but yeah, I mean, Geralt is really good. So, this is equally going to be as good. Very nice to see that. Also, at the start of combat, if unit's HP is over 25%, inflicts attack speed and res -X on the foe during combat, where X is any current penalty on each of those stats plus 5. Okay, so penalty augmentation. Very good considering she's already doing penalties there. So the example is if foe has -7 to attack, inflicts attack -12 for a net penalty of attack -19. Very good. Also, if unit initiates combat, neutralizes effects that prevent units' follow-up attacks. Oh, wow. She gets half a null follow-up, too. Yeah, she's certified good. That's a banger of a Grand Hero battle right there. Very nice to see. It seems like they're very picky when it comes to which Grand Hero battle units get to be good, right? It's only the mommies. Only the bad mommies that get the good weapons here. But I'm all for it. Very nice. Okay, so Dragon Fang at 4 star. Attack and Speed Catch 3 at 4 star. Okay, that's juicy. And then Windsweep also. That's still pretty good fodder at 5 star. What happens when we get Wind Sweep 4? And, like, Water Sweep 4? But that's... Who knows when that's going to be, but it'll probably happen eventually. Very nice fodder and very good weapon from Zephia. Alright, Alcryst Flash Sparrow, like I thought it's... Oh, actually it's infantry and armor. Yeah, so cavalry and flyers and staffs cannot use it, but infantry and armors can. And it doesn't matter what type of weapon they use, so pretty good. Alright, and then Beast Sense. Okay, so what is the prerequisite for Beast Sense, though? Is it only Beast Sense? Because that means you would only be able to get this, and you wouldn't be able to get her weapon in the same shot. Which would suck. It would be nice if you could use a different beast skill to get level 3, and then pick this up with the weapon and all that, so you could do the stuff. But, I don't know. I'm not sure what the prerequisite is for this. Either way, it looks like it's for pretty much every beast type except armored beasts. Yeah, so cavalry, infantry, and flying beast types. So, as I thought, Nasala is going to eat really well from this. So, that is very nice. And that's pretty much everything to talk about concerning the units. We have one more thing we're going to talk about here. This is a little bit of a spoiler, but I guess not really. We already saw it in the trailer anyway. So, Eitr is going to be the bad guy on the new Tempest... Or, not the new Tempest Trial, in the new story maps. So if we go over here, we can see all of her artwork as a bad guy, as a villain. Here, it's basically just the same artwork except darkened out. But what I really wanted to focus on here is this. So if we go over here, we can take a look at Eitr's beast form. I tried to open it up in a new tab, didn't work. But there she is. She turned into Gulveig officially now. And then we have the beast form in combat right here. This is pretty dope. This is sick. Look at that. Holy shit, man. That is one awesome transformation. So many heads. Look at all these snake heads. Crazy. It's like the Hydra from Hercules. Except golden. And with cleavage for some reason. Oh boy, I really wish I didn't look down there. But yeah, okay. So very awesome beast transformation there. And we're going to see it on the new maps. And let's just go ahead and quickly refresh, make sure we got everything in here. Alright, seems like that's basically it. Stat comparison, whatever. New store. Oh, spoil. I don't know if I want to read that here. I'll read it when I play it in the game. Oh, new face added in the game files. Spoiler warning. Okay, hold on. Let's... If you don't want to be spoiled, click off the video right now, because I don't even know what this is. Alright, let's go ahead and see. Oh. It's just this guy, except he's sad. Alright, sure, whatever. Big spoiler that turned out to be. So that's going to wrap us up for this Datamine, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Hope it wasn't too long. We had a lot to cover there, but... Anyways, this is your boy Tacho signing out. I'm probably not going to summon on the banner. I actually have in mind what I want to do with my orbs. So I'm going to hang tight to my orbs until that time comes. But to those of you that are summoning on the banner, best of luck. I'm going to go ahead and cast a rally up luck to everybody. So that's all for tonight. And I will be catching y'all again on the flip side.